What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Living Freestyle game dev live stream. We work this like office hours. We're doing this twice a week, Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings right now. That's Pacific Standard Time. I try to do that to cover the different time zones. My name's Kevin. I am lucky enough to work in game dev professionally. So I get to do this every day, but at work, there's a lot of cool stuff I don't get to do. And so hopefully what we're doing here is if you all have questions, hop in, ask those questions, especially around Unreal, Maya, game development, etc. I probably don't know them all, but hopefully we can stumble through them together. In the absence of any questions, I am basically just streaming me working towards a working prototype of my own game and the fun hurdles and stumbling as we go through getting things set up. Right now we're mostly working on AI. I believe the stream is set up and working. I'm gonna just double check to make sure, because we've had that happen before. And I'm not gonna lie, tonight I am kind of smoked because I spent all day in a tree helping neighbors trim trees, and so it was just a long day. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, it looks like we're good to go. All right. So it looks like I went through all the old chats and stuff, had a couple comments, but didn't see any questions. So we're actually gonna hop right back into Unreal. Let's see here. We don't need that. Where's Unreal? There we go. Here we go. All right. So where we left off, and what I was hoping that I was going to have a chance to work on a little bit during the week before we got into this was, we were working with our AI, trying to get them to pay better attention to where they were selecting spots around the character and stuff like that. And we were running into problems up near walls where they weren't resetting their stuff. I did not get to that at all, because actually we had a really cool week of work this week. We got a chance to do kind of our own innovation project. So I was going full tilt on that. I learned a ton about UI, common UI, all that kind of stuff in Unreal, which is really cool. That maybe one day when we need a UI for our game, I'll get to leverage that new learnings for this stuff as well. So anyways, hopping in, let's kind of just confirm where we were, just to wrap my head around it a little bit. Okay, so if we play and we stand in the middle and we eject, they're getting their spots. We also need to reset our sword. Okay, so everybody's in place. Okay, now the thing to note here is these two characters over on the left, this is where we left off, where we were having problems. If I repossess, when I get over to this wall, they're not gonna know what to do. So because they basically, you can see their points are being drawn over there, but they can't get to them. So we need to add in a little bit of a check for these characters to figure out whether or not they can get to their destinations. And if not, pick a new one that's valid. So let's see if we can't figure that out. So a couple things though. Let's fix our sword, because it's kind of weird. I think it used to be 150 was the attack distance on that. So let's just save that out so they're not just swinging wildly all the time. And then this is us drawing the spheres. That's fine, we'll keep that for right now. And then what we want to do, projection point to navigation. So interesting, we're not doing that. We're not adding anything to that. Hold on a second. If that and that is true, ring claims. False, okay. My ring claim is less than 0. This is the problem right here. because the ring claim is set. So we're never gonna come in here, so we're just gonna go false and we're just gonna return the ring claim. But what we need to do is we need, actually I just realized, I think we can do an easy fix. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. So let's do this. Okay. Think. We're going to take the position of the ring claim that is my ring claim, and we're going to project that to the mesh. Alright, so what I mean by that is we're going to take the positions, we're going to project that point to the mesh just like we're doing down below. And this one is here. Okay. Do we need to worry about ring claim being valid within the length of the array? I think it's a reasonable thing to check. So what we could do is a double test here. Valid index. So if the ring claim is a valid index, then we want to see if we can do this. Let's see here. If it's a valid index, this is what we want to do. And if it's not, oh, wait a second. This doesn't work. This isn't gonna work. Because we're not setting the ring claims here. Oh, we do set it. We set it here. Okay, so if it is not a valid index, we want to come into here. Just like normal. All right. If it is a valid index, we want to do this. And I believe this is what we want. And this feeds into this. And then we're gonna come in through here. If it is valid, we're gonna come in through there. We'll clean this up in a second, but let's just test this and see. So basically we're gonna come in here. If it's a valid index, then if the projection point on mesh onto navigation works, or my ring claim is less than, no, hold on. My ring claim is less than 0. It should be an OR. If my ring claim is less than 0, or this is false. So how do we do this? Or if that's true, or this is not valid, then we want to go through and make it valid. Okay, I'm on board. I believe, let's see here, compile and save, and then let's go. So first we'll do what we did before, make sure we didn't break anything. Run out here in the middle, we'll eject just to kind of watch them. They're making their claims. First 4's done, next 2 are done. Okay, everybody's in position. Now, if we did this right, when we repossess, and we run over to this wall, look at that. There's one person who's not reclaimed, which is kind of confusing because he's also not trying to reclaim. I wonder why that is. Look at that. That's do I figure out which character that is? If I move out here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this is another thing. What's happening is these two picked this ring claim when I was up against the wall. As a result of that, that never resets, which, you know, isn't super bad. It's not super bad. It works. If I come back over here, we eject again. I just want to know what this dude's doing. Who is that? Oops. Did not mean to do that. Turns out I'm really strong. Oh, well there we go. Hero Shooter Mannequin 6. So let's take a look at here. Or, no, wait. Enemy fight. We want to look at 6. Ooh. What? Three, 6. Did I close that blueprint? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? Find random attack location. Finish execute. Get ring positions. Here we go. This is for 6, I believe, which is 5. So what's happening is, this is kind of showing us what's happening. Coming through here, it is a valid index. Ring claim is 1. That is false. So if the position for 1 is not, let's see, is this right? Point to navigation, return, projection, return value of true. How is this returning true? What? Oh, I have a crazy idea. I have a crazy idea. I think I might know what this is. And this is a little weird. Alright, so here's our nav mesh. We were here? Okay, my idea's not that crazy. I thought there was nav mesh in the wall, basically. That's what I was thinking. But that doesn't look like it's what's happening. There's not nav mesh under the floor either. This is a little bit of a weird one. 2, 4, 6 people. There's our cubes. They're getting all lined up. What is that dude doing back there? Okay, so we're gonna come over here. Two, 4, 6. We got new claims. And now if we move off the wall, they're kind of going to those same positions they were in off the wall. What's interesting is this character right here. her attack ring claim is spot 1. And it's kind of right off the key spot. So I would expect her not to be able to reach that spot. Yeah, I don't think she can. So what I don't understand is if... this is 3, which I believe is actually 2. Attack ring claim is 1. Okay. So this is getting false from here, which is weird because that means, you know what? Let's do this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna draw a debug sphere here, where if it's false, let's do this. Let's draw a debug sphere. And if it's false, we're going to draw a, let's say, radius of 40, and we'll make it a blue sphere. We'll give it a 2-second duration. And if it's true, it's getting kind of nuts in here. We're going to draw the same point, but we're going to make it green because it's true. Okay, so hopefully this will help us figure out what is happening. Alright, so first we're gonna come here. So blue, it draws blue. It draws blue when it's false, meaning the attack ring is claimed, the attack ring is already good, and our project point on navigation is also good. So that's why we're getting blue spheres. I think we need to change the size of these spheres, because what's happening is our red sphere, we already have a green sphere over here. So let's make this 30. We'll make it pink. Alright, let's go one more time. This is totally gonna work. Oh, I forgot I could do that. Okay. So they'll go into their spots, and then once they get in the spots, we should see a bunch of blue spheres. Just don't know why I don't see a blue sphere for this character. That's the only one that's weird to me. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll come over here. Same thing again. Blue sphere means that's the point that that's projecting to. What is this character doing? Which character was that? That was here, Shoot American 1. Let's go to 1. Supposedly drawing a blue sphere. But I don't see it. I don't see it in the wall. I don't see it on the floor. Huh. Okay, so now everybody's drawing a sphere. And this was the character that we were having troubles with. Shooter 2, which should be 1. And we've got 1 selected here. She's definitely going through this route. We come back in here, and we repossess our character. We bring this over. That's 2. Oh, I see. So what's happening is it's not projecting it straight down. It's looking within a radius of 1, so that's why she's still valid. It's not too far behind the wall. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That works. So we come off the wall. If I stand right here up against this wall, I mean, they're all kind of finding a good spot for where they're supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe we might be done with this problem. Okay, I think we might be done with this problem. Alright, let's do this then. I think this is reasonable if they are a melee champ. I think I remember vaguely having issues with them being ranged, so let's check this. Okay, we'll keep all this debug stuff on, and let's go to I just completely blinked because my mind is mixing work and home. Enemy. Char. Base. Nope. Player. Char. Nope. The HWZ player controller spawns a what? Let's see if I can find it this way. Nope. Oh, it's a shooter mannequin. That's what it is. All right. Whew. Shooter mannequin. Also did not get a whole lot of sleep while we were doing the fun stuff at work. All right. So what we're doing is let's take a look at our initial inventory. What? Default weapon, weapon ID, initial inventory item, sword. This is interesting. What is this used for? Oh well, we'll worry about that in a second. Let's go pistol. So we're gonna start everybody with pistols. Compile and save. And then let's go. Okay, so they're gonna go for cover, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to find cover positions when they're ranged. If I step out, they're going to continue. Interesting. I'm not sure why she went there. So that's a good example. Why is she there? Is she out of bullets? Is that why? Oh, maybe she's out of ammo. Oh, that's why. Now the thing is though, Why aren't they melee attacking? They're supposed to melee attack. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. We only need one enemy for this. It's a simple enough test case. And do we, oh, we did, well, they're not melee attacking because we disconnected it. Okay, that's an easy solve. So, I think what we want to do is, we want to do this if it's a ranged, if they have a ranged weapon equipped, is basically all that it is. And we can restore this balance. And then we won't be getting double attacks. So here's the trick. Should fight and has target. That checks line of sight. This checks out of ammo. The attack. We also, interestingly enough, I haven't seen a single grenade. Alright, so the attack. Get the current weapon. Has more weapons and out of ammo. Okay, so what we're looking for here is when it comes in, a whole bunch of stuff with ranges. Equipped weapon attack range. We're setting the value. Interesting. I have a crazy idea. What we could do, rather than checking, like actually tracking whether or not it's a ranged weapon or not, we could reconnect this and do melee attacks. Let's say that let's add a decorator to this. And it's gonna be a blackboard value. Where'd that go? And this one should be and this one's gonna be ranged weapon. You know what? I know what the other thing we're gonna do tonight is too, as long as we have time. So let's check attack range here. Not the attack ring claim. Squad AI state has weapon actor. Hold up a second. Here we go. Equipped weapon attack range. If it is greater than, let's say 250. And we're gonna melee. Otherwise, we're kind of assuming it's a melee weapon, so that should do it. So this person should spawn, this enemy should spawn, start shooting at me. So they're gonna go to their hiding spot. They'll pop out, they'll just sit back there, that's fine. And then when they run out, he's gonna run over here. There we go. So now we're melee attacking. That's good, totally works. We're in it. All right, now. There's a couple things that we could potentially consider here. What if they have both a pistol and a sword? And they run out of pistol bullets. Should they switch to the sword? I mean, I think the answer to that is yes. We might need some kind of weapon prioritization thing, because if we switch to the sword. Oh wait, you know what? This may just work. Hold on a second. So where we were doing out of ammo, change to new weapon that still has ammo. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let's take our shooter mannequins. Let's take our class default, and we're gonna add another inventory item, and this one's gonna be the sword. So they have, gonna have 2 to start with. So when we play, should start with the pistol, shoot all the bullets. Interesting. So I want to know, in here, are we hitting this? We are. So we're getting them, and the items we have, there's 2 of them. One of them is it doesn't give us much information. Spare ammo, magazine ammo. Interesting. So did we update our sword to not have bullets? Is that what happened? Maybe we did. Let's double check. ID sword. Ambush equipment. It's a weapon. It's a magless weapon. We're setting this to it's using a magless weapon. Okay. I think what we need to do here is when we get the current weapon, if we come in here, we go through it, the current weapon definition, as long as it's not the current one. So basically it goes through, it's the first time you have a pistol, it's not, that is the current one, then it switches to sword. And as a sword, it checks to see if these are stacked, the stack counts. And if any of those happen to be true, then it will send the gameplay state. If not, it's going to complete out. Has more weapon. That's interesting. Is false. We're going to go out of ammo. Okay, what is has more weapons used for? What are we looking for? Find the references. Okay, so we're gonna get this. We're gonna set this. We set the has more weapon to true. Hold up a second. If that, where else is this even used? This is such a weird thing. Oh, that's in our strategize tasks. It's also in our shoot. What's happening in here? So we have multiple versions of get current weapon. Okay, we do not want this. How do you know which one's being used? We've got it in shoot, we've got it in attack, and we've got it in strategize. I want to know which one of these we're hitting. For sure. Okay. Alright, this is the one that is in attack. Also attack. Also attack. So far it's only an attack. This is getting all our items, so that's when it would switch to potentially the sword. now we'll get our melee attacks. Okay, but so far it's only using the one that's in attack. Let's spawn a second enemy just to double check this from a strategy standpoint, because strategize is largely dependent on squad sizes. So let's go ahead and do that just to double check. And then we're gonna delete the other ones because we don't want that to be confusing. They running. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3. And they're just melee champs now. Well, that guy still got bullets? Okay. So what that means is the one that's in strategize, we're not using. So let's just nuke this whole thing. We're in strategize. Delete. Okay. Compile. And save. I feel good about this because we have source control. So if we realize that this was a mistake later, we can get it back. Okay, connect, force, accept those settings, and check it out. Cool. It contains invalid data. Data validation failed. User reference. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. It's a problem for future me. So attack, we said attack had it. We said strategize had it. Where was the other one? Shoot had it. And we're not hitting this breakpoint, so we can kill this here. No, I don't want to delete it. What do you mean it's in use? Find references. Wait a minute. If it's in use, how come I'm not hitting this breakpoint? Like, I'm definitely not hitting that. I mean, I haven't hit it yet. Is there a debug person set here? Shoot, where's shoot? No object is selected. I'm not hitting the breakpoint at all. So if I'm not hitting the breakpoint, what does this do? Like, are we hitting this? We're not hitting that. Where'd they go? Are they all behind that thing? Yeah, okay. We are clearly not hitting this. How is that possible? This is BTS shoot. Are we not using this anymore? Reference viewer. This says we're using it. Here's shoot. Okay, so we might be using it if we weren't using the attack. I see. Past us was thinking. Set focus, shoot, throw grenade, attack. I don't know why we need all three of these. You know what? Let's do this. Let's just kill it. And then I don't think BTS shoot is used anymore at that point. Okay, well, we're just gonna remember that that's a duplicate, all right? And the overall point here is we get our current weapon. So here's the deal. We come in here So has more weapon. Did we figure out if this is being used anywhere? Find references. We're just using get and set. So it's really just set. We're setting it here and we're getting it here. Oh, I see. We're using that as a means to potentially reset the out of ammo. It's interesting that we don't change it to false on the top side of this, but okay. So what we're trying to figure out is when we come in here, we go through each of the current weapons. If we don't have more weapons, we could set out of ammo. Let's see here. This is basically just looking for this. I'm wondering if we can just look for the magless option in here and set it. Just like we say, we have more weapons here. We could duplicate this and say it has magless. And what we would do here is, if that's true, we would do this. And then what we could also do is we would check to see get stat tag count. And we're gonna look for magless here. Magless. Where is everybody tonight? If that's greater than 0. What time is it? No, we still got time. If that's greater than 0, then we do have magnet. And what we want to do is, if that's true, we're going to set the magless to true. We have a magless weapon. And then what we want to do is we also want to set, what are we going to do here? Input ability quick select slot payload comes from the index. This is interesting. We're gonna swap to we're basically gonna swap to it here. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's do magless index, magless weapon index. And this is gonna be an integer. And we're gonna set it to the result of our current index, if this is true. Right? Alright. So whether this is true or false, if this is true, if this is false, we can come through here. If that's true, it's going to set the magless. Now, at this point, we should be able to say down here, we should be able to expand this out a little bit now. And the reason we're going to do that is because has more weapon is false. That's really has more ranged weapons. And we're only using that to set the armor out of ammo. It's alright. It's alright. But what we want to do is basically, if that's the case, and we have a magless weapon, we want to swap to it. And then either way, we're going to go back into here for now. So if that's true, we want to basically run this thing right here. Event magnitude. Oh, interesting. Okay. So what we're going to do is pop this in here. And our magless weapon index, yikes, goes into our event. What? Goes into our event magnitude. And then this would pop down through here. And if this works, we'll clean this up. All right, so theoretically, what should happen is, oh wait, there's 3 of them. Let's just go down, let's go back to 1. Let's simplify this test case. Okay, so enemy's gonna run over there, take cover, shoot at me a bunch of times till they run out of bullets. When they run out of bullets, look at that, she switched to her sword. Now she's swinging away. Dude, are we on fire? Yes. Not really, but we're making games, people. All right, so here, now let's test this. What if she has a pistol and a shotgun? Does she switch to the shotgun? So let's try that. So let's take our hero shooter mannequin. Okay, God, I thought I clicked a scary button. I did not. And our last weapon is going to be the sword. And our second weapon is going to be the shotgun. Shotgun. And what we're going to do with the shotgun is we're going to double check how much ammo we have by default. 8 and 16. I can handle waiting that long. So what should happen now, if we got this straight, is she's going to start off shooting, or he's going to start, the enemy is going to start off shooting. What are you doing, buddy? Where'd you go? What? You're hiding back there? But, has a shotgun. Did switch to the shotgun. That's great. Definitely not doing anything with it. Okay, so when they're done with the shotgun, this is pretty cool. They're basically switching weapons. And then when he finishes with this shotgun, yep, switches straight to the sword. Oh man, money. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do, next test, just to double check, how smart are they? If we come back to our class defaults and we switch this to be sword in the middle and shotgun at the end, will they still switch to the shotgun first and then to the sword, or does the order? It should still do it. It should still find it, but we're just testing to make sure. All right, so pistol, 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 shotgun, shotgun. Dude, totally switch to the shotgun. Oh man, we are on this. But the problem is it's gonna go sit here and hide back here, so I can't finish testing because the dude's hiding. Shooting, 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 shooting. And reloading. Sword. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so our enemies are able to use intermingle and use melee versus ranged weapons. Now, there's a couple of things that we might want to consider. What are those? We might want to consider that some kind of weapon prioritization. And what I mean by that is when they have a pistol and a shotgun and a sword, right now they're just picking whichever one's in order, whichever they have bullets for. I could see a world where we want them to pick the rifle because they're further away, they're at rifle range. Whereas right now what they're going to do is they're just going to take whatever they have in whatever the order they get. If they happen to be at rifle range, they stay there. Now, what we could do, okay, so that's all working, that's cool. That's actually really good progress for tonight. Considering how tired I am, I'm surprised that we are making progress at all, which is cool. So let's just do one more thing, other than compiling and saving everything. What I'm thinking is, rather than doing our initial inventory items here, this is drop inventory, this is collision. Create or update outline, I'm not worried about that. Team cosmetics, event graph, okay. What I'm thinking is when we possess, we're going to get a random weapon. And we're going to get, okay, so this is gonna grant the initial inventory. This is a material manager thing. And this is giving the ability for auto respawn and damage immunity if we are a player character. Okay, cool. Adding the initial inventory does what? Is valid. Gets the inventory manager, sets the quick bar. Add one of each item. Interesting. Okay, so what we could do so there's a couple different ways we could do this. We could add in a section here that randomly picks one of these items. In other words, an enemy could randomly spawn with any one of the items, or we could set it that they spawn with all of them. So here's what I think I want to do, because that actually sounds like a good thing. So initial inventory. I think we want a variable for full loadout. So let's add a variable here. Okay, and the variable is going to be use full inventory or full loadout or spawn single random or oh, I know what it is. Initial inventory is single select. Yeah, that's a whole lot of words, but it's clear. Initial inventory single select. Okay, and that's the variable name. Category is gonna be default. Okay, compile this. Wait, where'd it go? Class defaults. Initial inventory single select. I like this. Okay. So, and then what we can do in here is we can use a quick description and say, should character load all items in initial inventory or just randomly select one. That's cool. So now when we go back to our class defaults, when we mouse over this, it's false. Should character select load all items in initial or just randomly select one? So then what we want to do is in here, rather than adding one of each item, put in a loop here. Okay. Get so if this is true, we're gonna do it one way, and if it's false, we're gonna do it the old way. And actually, just to save room, I'll pop this up here. Okay, and then what we'll do here is we need to get length of this, get the length, and then we need a random, I need a random integer. The max is going to be the length. Return a unit between 0 and max -1. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. That'll work. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a ref. Why do I have to get a copy? Alright. We'll just do that. It's weird to me that I have to get a copy, but okay. This is a messy thing. Because there's really no way to do this pretty. We gotta install that electric lines plugin. Okay, so we're gonna get that, and then with that, we are going to do this. So, if it's true, we're going to get that one as the item def. And then everything else should be the same. Okay. So this should allow us to either use our list of initial inventory as a random list, random selection, and or as you get all the things. So let's just test this. So right now by default that is set to false, which means that we should get characters should get all of them. And the way we can test that is after they're done shooting, because we already set it up so that they can swap weapons when they're out of bullets. She should switch to the shotgun. Where's she going? Nope, there's the shotgun, and then she should go to the sword. Oh, that also means that actually we could test. Okay, so she's got the sword now. She's very confused back there. That's okay. Man, the hotkeys at work are different than the hotkeys at home, and it's sort of maddening. Alright, so initial item is single select. So now when we start, this also should mean that we also have a random weapon. Pistol. When they're done loading, he should switch straight to melee, because he should have no other weapon if we did that right. Yep. Oh, look at that. So we both randomly got the pistol? That seems suspect. She got a shotgun, I got a pistol. Okay. Let's go again. This is our last test, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Back to the pistol. See if we can get a sword in here. Pistol. Is it because we are never... It's a pistol. Okay, let's spawn 6 characters at a time and see if any of them get swords. Look at that, one's got a sword. This dude's got a sword. That's pretty cool. And he's also trying to beat on me. Okay, I think with that we're gonna quit while we're ahead tonight. So So let's go ahead and wrap this up. So overall, tonight was a good night. We made progress. That was actually a lot of fun. Part of me wants to keep going because we're on a roll, but part of me also is like, every time we do that, I get tired and then just kind of like things go downhill fast. So let's go out on a win right now. We basically have random weapon selection. We have all kinds of stuff going on. I think we need to make some decisions for my prototype, not just the implementation, but how enemies and players are going to get weapons in this game. And what I mean by that is, are weapons going to spawn as drop locations, like from the sky? Are they automatically going to? Are we doing this PUBG style where the weapons are lying around the map and both enemies and players have to go around and find them? Or is it going to be, more like a Halo drop where there's a weapon stash, like Hunger Games type thing, where if you can get to the stash before anybody else, all the weapons are there, or they spawn with the weapons as they go. I think to a certain extent it makes sense that enemies spawn with weapons. They are native to this environment. It seems like they would go in with a loadout, much the same way that you do. I think we're probably answering this question right now. And then in addition to weapons that they spawn with, there might be also weapon supply positions around the map or something. I think overall though, we're probably going to start looking at encounters and the encounter manager and kind of like maybe building our first map. That's going to be cool. All right. So for anybody who was hanging out in the wings tonight, thanks for hopping in the chat. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to hop in the next Q&A. That's going to be Wednesday morning. Or also just throw those down in the comments, and we'll try to answer those in a coming QA and stuff like that. So I hope everybody has an awesome start to your week, and I will catch you in the next live stream. Sweet, later.